You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Young and the Restless fans. Next week is short but action-packed on the CBS soap with Ian Ward making a huge move with Tessa Porter while Christine Williams is totally shocked. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and let's get into some of these fresh spoilers for next week ahead of our full weekly Y&R spoilers video, which comes out tomorrow. And please subscribe if you're not following us. All right, let's start with Cricket. We already knew that Danny and Christine were coming back to Young and the Restless for a little arc. You know, they usually don't stick around too terribly long because neither of them is on contract. Next week, on Monday, December 30th, it looks like the big New Year's Eve party to ring in 2025 on Y&R happens at the Neil Winters Jazz Lounge. That's where we see Christine Williams all dressed in gold and looking gorgeous. And one person who's already at the party that I'm sure is not happy to see Cricket is Phyllis Summers. Her hot dates for New Year's Eve are her son Danny Romalotti and her daughter Summer Newman. And we all know why Daniel has no date. You know, the love of his life, Heather Stevens, is dead. Meanwhile, Summer's romance with Chance Chancellor hit the skids and seems like it's on life support. As for Phyllis, she's not had a love interest in way too long. Maybe she would chill out if she had a man in her bed. Maybe not, but I think it's worth a shot. Somebody needs to take one for the team. Billy is the only guy hanging around Red lately, but it's not romantic, at least not yet. I expect to see Billy at the party with Sally Spectra. Meanwhile, Phyllis will be upset to see Danny Romalotti's big move next week. You know, Phyllis is crazy about him and threw herself at him all year long, only to be met with constant and unwavering rejection as he made it clear he does not want her, he wants the other woman. And now Red is going to get another reminder that Christine won that rivalry. Danny is all dressed up, looking handsome, and he sneaks up on Christine at the Jazz Lounge, covers her eyes. He surprises her, tells her she looks gorgeous, and of course she is thrilled and shocked to see Danny in Genoa City. It turns out Cricket did not think he would make it in time for New Year's. I'm sure something to do with his amazing one-song rock-on tour. So Christine and Danny are going to have a romantic evening, and they are going to ring in the new year together. Also ringing in the new year together are Claire and her granddad Victor and her grandma Nikki Newman. Well, I don't know if she's going to ring it in with them, but she's celebrating with them. She is over at the new ranch house. The three of them are toasting what's ahead for 2025. I'm hoping that is non-alcoholic champagne. And I wonder if Claire is also going to creep out to get a few minutes alone with Kyle to get a New Year's kiss. I hope he is with her and not at that party hanging out with Summer. So I also wonder if Adam and Chelsea could have a moment, because on Friday's episode, he asked her in a very heartfelt way to give him a real shot to, try to reunite, to put their family back together. He wants her and Connor to move into Victor and Nikki's old house they just moved out of. And when Chelsea pressed him on Friday, Adam basically admitted that he still loves Sally, but he said to Chelsea that doesn't matter. It's a moot point because Sally doesn't want him. That's not exactly a romantic, way to say, oh, you're the only woman for me, when it's more like you're the only woman who I love that doesn't, it was just weird. So now to the really huge spoiler we have for next week. And again, this should be a short week of just 3 episodes. So we will have Monday the 30th, and then on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, the 31st and January 1st, it's either going to be reruns or preemptions. I think reruns both days, but I'll confirm whether it's preemption or rerun in the weekly spoilers video tomorrow. But three episodes, short week. And that's still time for something really big. And I do expect cliffhanger action on Friday, January 3rd. So you'll remember Ian Ward has been skulking around society when nobody who knows him is around. And he's been getting closer to Tessa, making her comfortable with him, lying about who he is. And he sees her as the key to get him close to Mariah because they're married, And Tessa had already showed Ian the photo of their daughter, Aria. That really caught his eye. So Ian told Jordan he wants to get back what Sharon took from him, and that is Mariah in his eyes. If you don't remember your history, Ian bought Mariah as a baby and raised her as his daughter. He's infertile, so this is his adoptive kid. Can't have a bio kid because of his infertility. And then after Mariah came to Genoa City to gaslight Sharon on Victor's orders, Ian drugged Mariah and he married her, but then Sharon and Nick snatched her back before Ian could consummate the marriage with his daughter wife. He's so twisted. Anyway, he told Jordan he could get close to Tessa to find out more about Mariah and also Claire, who's the one that Jordan wants to steal from the Newmans because she thinks they took Claire from her. So next week, Ian makes a huge move against Tessa. It looks like Ian slips something in her drink because Tessa is loopy next week. She is just leaving society. Looks like it's nighttime, probably closing time. And she steps outside and she's looking a little out of it. And then Ian walks up and he approaches her and he greets Tessa and says he forgot to ask her something, just a pretense to get close. Tessa stumbles. She's looking very disoriented. She trips right into Ian's arms and he grabs hold of her as Tessa is saying that she can't breathe. So because of the can't breathe thing, I do wonder if Ian's going to outright kill Tessa. I mean, they killed Heather and both of them are on recurring status. I mean, hopefully not, but you never know. You never know. I do suspect that Ian, at a minimum, is kidnapping Tessa to use her to lure Mariah to where he can snatch his adoptive daughter wife. I could also see a scenario where Ian demands that Mariah also bring Arya. I mean, Ian may want to raise Arya with Mariah, his little adoptive wife, and their kid in his sick brain. You know, he might see it as this happily ever after family that he deserves. Don't forget, though, that Ian is in a relationship with psychotic Jordan Howard, and there is no way she will tolerate Ian choosing Mariah over her in the capacity of a lover. And I think she doesn't know maybe about that piece of the puzzle for his feelings about Mariah. Jordan is very much under the impression that Ian sees Mariah as his child, as his daughter, not something romantic, like how she sees Claire. So we'll see how much longer that Ian can keep Jordan in the dark. He wants her to kill Sharon and plans to blame Phyllis. So there's lots to look forward to in this short week of episodes ahead because of New Year's Eve and New Year's Day 2025. And be sure and check back tomorrow for the full list of weekly Y&R spoilers.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.